Hello there, RJB here for RJB TV, back again with another video. Today we've got Rabbit against Leebokgu. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the match and see what is going to happen. Because that is always fun between these two players. They're always pretty damn good matches between these two. Leebokgu here on the blue Protoss, and we've got a Rabbit here on the red Zerg on the top middle of the map. So it is kind of a cross-map situation, but not quite a cross-map situation. I do predict it's going to be difficult for Rabbit to defend dropships or shuttles from this spawning location because there's so many different directions that enemy units or shuttles can fly in over. We've got one here on the left side, then a bottom left, the bottom right, and the right side. 5 different angles in total that he's got to cover, which is pretty difficult. Now, it is a little bit easier because they all do come up to this one centralized point where the drones are located, so maybe he's gonna not have a difficult time at all. Maybe he is. Now, Leebokgu here starting out with 2 gateways. Though not often do we see players start out with 2 gateways in a Protoss against Zerg when they're a corner spawn, but he wants to go out pretty hard. He wants to punch. He wants to start punching early and not give Rabbit any room to cut corners, because Rabbit is a player who will definitely cut corners, and I think that is what Leebokgu is aiming for. Leebokgu wants to punish Rabbit for cutting corners, trying to get somewhere faster than he should be, trying to play it, I don't know, play it too smart, because Rabbit is a smart player. He's a very smart player, and that's why he cuts corners so often, because he feels like it is a perfect moment to cut some corners. And sometimes it just backfires. So I think Leebokgu is trying to abuse the fact that Rabbit tries to cut corners quite often. Otherwise, he wouldn't ever be going for 2 gateways, gas, Cybercore. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe Rabbit will not cut any corners at all. He's already busy scouting. Isn't finding anything on the middle here, though. That's one thing he was, well, scared of, I would even dare say. Because if you get scouted by a pro pretty early on, there's a pretty good chance there's some gateways there on the middle, and Leebokgu really likes going for proxy mid-gate. But in this game, no proxy mid-gate, only one sunken there in the front though, and more zealots are on the way, so some of them might be able to walk through, unless those 2 Zerglings there are successfully able to block them out. We see some proxy rope here coming out on the middle, on the side, where Rabbit can't see it. But that overload there on the middle might just move to the side, or it might stay there in the front. Blocks off access into the base there with another sunken colony. And by building an egg there to block access into the base, that egg there is very, very well pulled to the side there. Some 3 extra hatcheries for now. Leebokgu has his robotics finishing up within a matter of seconds. He's cutting his Citadel of Doom there as well. Might go for Dark Templars, might go for a support bay to get a Reaver Shuttle. Not really sure what he's going to do, but he's going to try to get some Zealots into Rabbit's base as soon as he can. But he is first forced to defend against those Zerglings. He has to keep some of those Zealots there back at home because he doesn't have a forge. He's trying to get this done as efficiently as he possibly can. Adds on a Nexus. We have the Robo there on the middle finished up, but no shuttle is on the way yet. Shuttle is now on the way. The Zealots are still running back and forth there back at home because Rabbit keeps running back and forth here as well, trying to get information and maybe even trying to get some probe kills, which is of course the ultimate goal of having his Zerglings there, killing probes and disrupting Leebokgu's economy. But the great thing about these Zerglings running around here is that he knows all the timings of all of Leebokgu's structures. So he knows exactly when something can come out. And there he gets a probe. Very good probe snipe. Even keeps the Zerglings alive, which is very expertly done. Rabbit, not known for mechanics, does have some great chops every now and then. Support bay there on the proxy locations. Some Zealots have been loaded up and only 2 of them are there. Yet most of the other Zealots still back at home trying to deal with those Zerglings, which are still running around trying to get more probe kills, but he's not going to get that one. Probe there barely stays alive there though. Now he's shoving in his Zealots, but Overlords are now moving to the sides because Rabbit knows that something is up. Something is up. Shuttles have to be coming in soon. So he's moving them Overlords to the sides and also spots out that proxy robo base there on the the pathway there into the top right spawn location. Zealots are slowly coming over. He's waiting for the Reaver to spawn. We have some Hylas there finishing up for Rabbit there back at home. Got a Sunken there to protect his drones as well. One Evo Chamber there also helping to block out. And of course get level 1 attack upgrade. Tries to snipe the shuttle but doesn't get it. He's gonna get the Reaver there though. The Reaver stays alive. Shuttle also stays alive. So that's a very close encounter. That is a very close encounter. We've got a Reaver number 2 should be on the way soon as well. Hasn't tuned it up yet though. The shuttle is a low HP so he probably isn't able to use that one again. And there he snipes the Reaver and shuts down Leebokgu's attempt at ending this game early. David is playing this on a very low economy actually. Only has 24 drones, but he's forced to make so many hiders on a very low hatchery count, but he's doing so very successfully. He's mining from 2 gas there in the back, which might have been a little bit too much because he's honestly quite high on gas. Now the Zealots are going in, they're going to try to snipe some drones or maybe kill the Sunken. Going for the drones. Drones are being pulled there to the side. Great pull there from Rabbit. Rabbit now losing drones anyway, though. So he's pulling them off the minerals as well there. Great play there from Rabbit. Not making any mistakes, but he still does lose about 4 or 5 other drones. That's 5 drones down. He would have rather not lost 5 of them, but this is as good as it gets. Because now he's got a chance to go out, move out, kill the proxy robo base there on the side as the Reaver is under production, while Leebokgu is trying to rush out into the middle to keep that proxy robo base alive. The Zealots don't have speed yet. They do have speed very soon. Shuttle speed also finishing up very soon as well. He gets on top of the proxy robo base there. The Zealots are going to flank and basically lock those Hydras into that top corner base. But he's going to get the robo there first though. Micros to the side. Going to get the probe there as well. He's ignoring the cannons. He's going to try to get the support base. Not going to sacrifice his... He's not going to sacrifice his Hydras. So basically, Leebokgu made a lot of pylons to force Rabbit to focus on the support bay, because Rabbit could have just focused on the pylon to depower it, but now there's so many pylons, this is never going to get depowered, but he lost the Robo anyway, which is even better for Rabbit, because now there's no Reaver, no shuttle on the way. He has to rebuild a new one. The shuttle that's there is on low HP, although it still has his shield, which has recovered, but it's still on low HP. And you're back at home, you got a lair on the way for Rabbit, who's really scrambling as fast as he can, using the situation as best as he can to get as much as an advantage as he can. There's a chance here for Leebokgu to just attack the front there, although there's an opportunity to block this pathway there with some eggs, which is going to make these 2 Sunkens basically untargetable. But he's going to try. He's going to try to kill the Sunken there in the front, going to try to get something done. Might even... I mean, there's so many Zealots here. There's so many Zealots, he might even get this done. But only 1 Zealot out of all of the Zealots is able to hit the Sunken there in the back. He has to take down the Evo Chamber to basically break his way in, with more Sunkens behind that wall there are on the way. Rabbit here playing very smart. He's getting as much done with as little as possible, and he's doing it very successfully. It's barely costing him nothing at all. Whereas Leebokgu, who went for a low economy opening, is starting to feel the time ticking. The clock is ticking, and time is basically ticking away every single second. Though he's got a pretty big force here on the middle, and he's making a proxy middle base there as well. Shuttle there dancing back and forth. I think this is a low HP shuttle though. Reaver there gets some stuff done. Honestly, he's gonna kill some Sunkens there. Gonna kill the wall as well. And once the wall is down, these Zealots with speed, and I don't think they have level 1 attack. No level 1 attack are gonna break through and start dealing all the damage. But Rabbit though, now on 7 extra hatchers there in the back, so 8 total there in the back. One in the front is going to go down very soon. He's got Lurker aspect on the way, so Lurker's going to be morphing. Leebokgu's got to be quick. Leebokgu's going for the attack. He's going to try to break through, but he pulls back because he sees that the Hydras are coming to the front. Although now we've got 2 shuttles on the sides, well, 1 Pulsar, 1 shuttle. The shuttle here is filled up with Templar, so he's going to try to drop, but as the Hydras are pulled away from the front to defend against the shuttle drop, he goes in through the front door, going to try to break it all down, but ooh, this is a pretty damn strong force. Shuttle there on the side still hanging there, forcing those Hydras to stay there on the side. Lurkers are on the way. Lurkers might save the day. Actually, it looks like most of the Zealots have gone down. He's getting on top of the Sunken there in the back as well. This is very close. Now the shuttle there comes in from the front. Shuttle comes in from the... No shuttle from the side. Shuttle from the side went down. Templar Storm. Templar gets 2 kills. That's super close. That could have been the game-ending drop there. Leebokgu with very crisp really great execution on this attack, but Rabbit somehow makes it out alive with minimal damage taken. Now going to try to take down this here on the middle with support from the lurkers. Hyda's shooting on the cannons, cannons going down. The Zealots can't support because there's no longer any detection to fight against the lurkers. So Rabbit here has a very strong push back against Leebokgu, pushing even further to try to take everything down. Going to try to deny detection on the lurkers, but the lurkers are going to get attacked there by that one cannon here. But most of the Zealots have come down. Drop there on the side, going to try to sneak in while all that on the middle is happening. But we have some vision of those shuttles there on the side. He saw it flying to the side there. Lurkers still pushing forward. More forces are entering the battle. Shuttle there getting sniped. Tempo too far away to storm on the drones, and the drones once again stay alive. Rabbit is playing this flawlessly. He has a lot of minerals. He's not spending everything as it comes in, but he's playing this with expert control, self-control, not unit control. Well, the unit control is also pretty damn good, but self-control. There's so much self-control and planning. He's playing this perfectly in terms of timing. Although now another big attack there coming in from Leebokgu with an observer this time around and trying to walk in through the front door. But there are some Scourges going to try to... He kills the observer with the Hydras, which forces the ground forces away, but another observer there arriving on the scene. But there's Scourges there in the air, which are going to make it hard for the observer to get any closer, because it's going to get taken down there by the Scourges. So now a probe there coming in, the scouts. And yeah, there's a lot of sunken being built there in the front choke there from Rabbit. This is really masterful play. Although he's still only on 37 drones, he's basically been forced to spend all his money on basically defending on units and defending and rebuilding sunkens in the front. Great Storm there on the lurkers. Queen's Nest there in the front buying time. Hive is on the way. Queen's Nest is still alive. I really like the addition of that Queen's Nest. It's basically an 850 HP structure that is going to take a lot of damage as Leebokgu tries to force his way through. And Rabbit probably thinks that he doesn't really need that Queen's Nest that much. He's probably not going to go for Queen and Snare, which is basically the only use Queens have in working against Protoss. A lot of attack there coming in. Shuttles there are hanging overhead. Tries to break through, but this is such a great spread, such a difficult choke to break through, but Leebokgu can't really get in much further. Supply difference is massive, but unit composition and basically the Sunkens here in the front also really doing so much work. He's growing his drone count now at 55 now. He's slowly getting richer, focusing on now bringing up his economy so he can catch up with Leebokgu's economy and catch up with Leebokgu's production, because Leebokgu has so many gateways, 9 there on the bottom, another 9 there on the top side. He is growing bigger and stronger. Those upgrades are currently lagging behind. He's on 001, whereas Rabbit already on level 2 attack on his Hydras. Rabbit's upgrades are really good. Considering how much pressure he's been under, his upgrades are really, really good. No carapace yet, but he is ahead of Leebokgu's upgrades, which says a lot. Another shuttle drop there comes in, going to take one of them down with the Scourges. Shuttles can't get through because there's Hydras in between, tries to fly around, but the Scourges are still on the chase. They'll try to stay ahead of the Scourges, but the Scourges overshoot and still take it down. Frontal attack there also did kill the Queen's Nest, did kill 3 Sunkens, probably killed 2 Lurkers as well, but doesn't get in much further. Rabbit successfully defends, and Leebokgu has to go back to the drawing board or back to drafting up another plan, because this isn't really working yet. Although all he has to do is hit one Great Storm on the drones there, and he has a lot of room to wiggle around and get things done. But so far, Rabbit is perfectly responding to everything. 6 to 8 drones now. Observer there flying in a little bit too deep, going to get taken down. Oops, that was a mistake, but more observers are in the middle, ready to help him break through. He's building Proxy robots on the middle to start adding some Reavers into the mix, getting cannons around the middle as well. But the things are looking good there for Leebokgu, but also looking very good there for Rabbit, because the supply difference is shrinking. Went from 100 supply difference now to a 70 supply difference or a 60 supply difference, and at some point there will be no supply difference whatsoever. So many lurkers there in the front. I count very high amount. This is a very high amount of lurkers. I can't double click them, so I'm just going to do it like this. So yeah, 9 lurkers there left alive in the front. One of them went down. gateway units are trying to break through, but not having much success, not really achieving much, except being thrown into the meat grinder, taking down a couple Sunkens, but the Sunkens are going to get replaced, at least within the next minute or so. He's going to continuously replace his Sunkens. More cannons being built there on the side. He's starting a contain on Rabbit. The Rabbit is Guardian on the way there, hanging overhead behind the Sunkens. He's growing stronger every single minute that this game keeps going on and on. More Sunkens being added onto the front there. About 6 or 7 drones there pulled to the front to add more. 10 of them pulled to the front to add more. There's more drones to come to the front. And yet, this rinse and repeat method from Leebokgu is actually very slowly breaking through. But the Guardians now there as well. And the Guardians are going to make this very, very difficult. As long as Rabbit spreads out those Guardians really well, as long as he has a great arc of Sunkens around that entrance point, this is going to be easy to defend. Shuttle there on the side though, but it flies through vision of Rabbit. Rabbit is vision almost everywhere on the top side. Drop there it goes in. Rabbit isn't responding yet. Rabbit responds a little bit late. Drones are running away to safety now though. He does lose about 15 of them, so he has 15 not on the hotkey, so that's still a pretty good drop there. Although Rabbit currently on 3,600 minerals, so he's pretty rich. He can afford to rebuild those drones pretty quick. And the front is also pretty well secured. Now Rabbit has two options really. One is go hard on the defenses, like even harder than this. He can go full turtle, or he can try to use one of those windows of time where Leebokgu throws his mass into those Sunkens to go for a counterattack. Both options are very viable, both options are preferable, but which one is he going to go for? Cannons being built around the side. Now the clock is actually ticking against Rabbit, but also ticking in favor. Basically, if Rabbit allows all these cannons on the side to get up, it's going to be harder for him to break out. It's going to be harder for him to defend against drops. But it's also taking a lot of actions out of Leebokgu's APM to get all that containment on the sides up and running, which, as you can see, is also slowing down his ability to frontally attack and break through. Maybe he should try something else. Maybe he should try a mass drop. He does have a lot of shuttles there on the middle prepared, but he doesn't have much to put into those shuttles. Not yet. I mean, there's a lot of Dragoons, but Dragoons are not the ideal unit to drop into the enemy base. You want to drop Reavers and Templars. Those are the best units to drop into the enemy base. So let's see what he's gonna do. Got 2 shuttles there flying to the side, and a couple shuttles are going in from the other side. Scorches there, take a couple of them out of the air. Drones are dodging the storm. Storm hits nothing. Oh, it's not. Okay, a couple drones went back onto the minerals. So yeah, lose about 4 of them, but another drop there coming in from the top side. A lot of lurkers now defending that the drones as well. Templar unloads, Templar storms, Templar kills about 20. So he just got about, I believe, he gets about 25 drones in total. Pretty strong hit. The supply counts are now evened up. The mineral counts are about evened up. So both players are on equal footing. Where is he gonna go? What is Rabbit doing? He's gonna take down the Scorcher first. He's rebuilding his drones. Like, he's rebuilding 30 drones at once. So basically all of his larvae are turning into drones. And if he can keep those 30 drones alive with the support of those lurkers, he is going to get so much money coming into the bank to produce an army non-stop. Leebokgu, though, is making some progress. The Guardians are making the Reavers less effective than they usually would be. But he does kill, I see about 10 dead Sunkens. It's a lot of dead Sunkens. A lot of dead Sunkens here in the front. Well, maybe even 15 dead Sunkens. It's just everywhere dead Sunkens. But he's rolling new ones, because he has the money to afford it. Whereas Leebokgu is still struggling to actually gain real ground, because every single time that he gains some ground there in the front, Rabbit just rebuilds it and is back for more. And Leebokgu is ready to give it to him. I don't see any observers there in the front. I think the observers accidentally went down. That is actually quite... It's actually quite bad there for Leebokgu now. If he had an observer there in the front, he would be taking down those lurkers very quickly and losing way less units. So now there's even more free time for Rabbit to build up, get stronger, get maxed out than before. Because if, like, the more structures and units Rabbit loses at the front, the longer it is going to take him to max out. Because he has to rebuild it. Comes in from the side, shuttles are taken down the... Shuttles get taken down, Templar too far away. Templar's on some hydras and some drones here on the gas, but not really anything significant. Okay. So now, another attack. We got an observer there on the front. Observer is doing its job there, and now the lurkers can get attacked. There's so many lurkers in this... Oh, in this conclave. Look at how many lurkers are there. This is just getting taken down way too fast. And his upgrades are on 3 attack, 1 armor. Whereas Leebokgu is on 1 armor, 1 shield, 2 attack. Leebokgu is very far behind on his upgrades. We're 20 minutes in, and the Zerg is ahead of upgrades on the Protoss. That is unheard of. Should never ever happen. But Rabbit has seemingly been more consistent, despite being the slower player. He's just playing smart, consistent, and with great control of the mind. He sticks to the plan, does exactly what he has to do, and he's slowly clearing out the top side of the map there. He cleared out the cannons on the side, on both sides actually. And now I think and believe he's planning on breaking through the front door, because the amount of Guardians has grown pretty significantly. There's a lot of lurkers and hydras everywhere, so yeah, he can really go for it. He can try to break out. The goons are coming into the front door. The goons are aiming to hit hard. The goons are not really hitting as hard as they want to. Because as I said before, they don't have the upgrades that they should be having. The Guardians are hitting hard. Shuttle's trying to get in, but he can't find the angle. There's just so much in between. He's gonna load up a lot of Zealots, maybe some Templars as well, although I don't see Templars anywhere near. I do count about 8 or 7 shuttles in total, so that's a lot of units he can load up into the shuttles and drop there into Rabbit's base. Rabbit has so many units of his own that I don't really think... I mean, sometimes it just happens though. I don't think he can achieve much, because Rabbit has been so consistent with defending. But sometimes though, sometimes you get that one lucky drop, that one freak accident that ends the game once and for all. But the mineral count there for Rabbit is on 5,000, growing to 6,000 and 7,000 very soon as well. He's gonna be fine even if he gets hit. He's gonna be perfectly fine. Yeah, the side there being cleared out. I don't think... Oh, he has his support right there on the side as well, so he should be fine with building readers. Drop comes into the front door. Drones are running away. Is there gonna be a Templar unloading on top of those drones? I don't see anything else. I think he lost a Templar. So now, I think, now is time for Rabbit to go for the counter-attack. You've got a lot of Guardians, about 20 of them, and I do believe they also have some really cute, nice upgrades, some storms going down there on the Guardians. You've got 1 carapace, 2 attack. Well, those are some nice upgrades. There's Leebokgu still on 112. He's lagging behind. He will soon be on 1 shield, 2 armor, 3 attack though, so... Oh, what's this? Oh no, Leebokgu doesn't believe in it. Leebokgu stopped believing. Oh no, Leebokgu knows he took too much time, gave Rabbit too much time, and I think he realized that Rabbit has reached critical mass. As they like to say, critical mass is when the Zerg becomes so big, so rich, so strong, that as a Protoss, there's not much left you can do. And I think Leebokgu realized he reached that point. He failed to crack the turtle shell. Now the turtle shell is back to hit hard. Although he hasn't quite done it yet, but I'm sure Leebokgu saw all the Guardians and he saw all the upgrades, he saw all the Hydras and the Lurkers. He knew that he had no chance to push in. He had no chance to win the game, and a lot of his structures were on the middle. So that's a pretty good match there from both players. And that's going to be it for today. Rabbit with a great victory over Leebokgu, although Leebokgu threw in the towel just a little bit early, but he just didn't believe in himself. He no longer believed in himself, and the win went to Rabbit. That's it. Hope you liked it. It was RJB for RJB TV. Not RGB. No, not RGB. It's RJB. RJB for RJB TV. Signing out. Have a great day, and see you next time.